How do you do it when people do have questions, or we don't hear their questions during this part?
It'll come up in the chat box.
Okay.
Yep. It'll come up in the chat box. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna give them some time to come through. Okay. All right, parents, we are getting started in a few minutes, so we really want you to come through and remind your friends and other folks in the group to come through as well. And when you come through, put in the chat box what state or country, because I know we have some parents that are representing different countries here in the group. So please put that in there as well. Hey parents, I see you coming in. Hello. Hello. I'm trying to keep my eye on your chat and keep my eye on any questions. We will be starting in about 2 minutes. So come through. Give you guys some more time. I'm going to be checking to see. Come on through, parents. I see you coming in. Hello, Annette from California. How are you? Hope you are doing well. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to get started in about a minute. We just want to get parents in. I know folks are different time zones, so we're trying to be respectful of that as well. Hey, parents, come on in. Hello, Sherry from Minnesota. Oh my goodness. You're getting closer to me. I don't even know if you guys know I'm in Wisconsin. Most of y'all think I work for Howard University, so I'm down, in DC or something. But no, I actually live in Wisconsin. So hopefully I get to see some of you soon. Picking up our bison or dropping off new bison. I know, right, Sherry? Everybody thinks I live in DC. I'm in there a lot because my daughter's there after she graduated. She still lives in the DMV area, but yeah, Howard should be paying me because I act like I work for them, right? I should get a check. My daughter said she graduated from Howard. I'm still there. Hello, everyone. Let us know you're here and what state you are coming through from. We're going to get started in a couple of seconds. We see some more people trying to come in. I keep taking my glasses off because I can't really see close up with the glasses, so I can't see far away. Oh, she's a freshman. Yes. That's awesome. 8 to 25. All righty. We are at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. Hey, Lisa from Pennsylvania. What part of Pennsylvania are you logging in from? Our guest speaker lives in Pennsylvania. Let us know. As you guys are coming in, let us know where you are coming from. And please don't be afraid to ask questions. drop it in the chat. I'm going to make sure you guys get contact information for our guest speaker so that you can reach out to him. He's amazing. If you're looking for someone to come to your church, your school organizations, local public school organizations, higher education organizations, Philadelphia. I'm originally from Philadelphia. Okay, girl. Really? Hello. Is that where you from also, Bryan, from Philadelphia?
I'm from Harrisburg.
You're originally from Harrisburg? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so if you need him to come and speak in, small groups, large groups, he can handle it all, but we'll make sure we have his information available. So we're going to go ahead and get started because it is 6:02, and we do not play with our time, right? So we want to be on time, and make sure we get this message out to you. Again, this will be uploaded into our YouTube page so you're able to share it with your bison later. But I'm going to start off by just giving a brief introduction. And then we're going to go into a few questions. And please feel free to just keep dropping your questions in the box, and I'll make sure I share that with him. So thank you again for coming through, parents, and hanging out, with me today. Again, I'm your administrator, one of your administrators. I'm Danielle Hairston Green. My daughter is HU 21, so she graduated last year, and I've been working in this capacity, volunteering, I would say, in this capacity since 2018. And so, as you know, we bring amazing faces to you every month to engage you in dialogue about topics that could have an impact on your life or your bison's life, but overall giving you the resources you need to be a stronger advocate for your bison's health, education, and safety where they are today. And so hopefully you're finding some of these topics useful. If there are topics that you would want us to consider in the future, let me know. I'll make sure that we are reaching out to the right resources for you. We are live. We are live in our events group this time. So hopefully I got it right and everyone is comfortable and ready to go. I want to first start off by saying that for the next couple of weeks, you may not see me because I will be offline for a little bit, taking care of some medical things, but you're going to be in good hands with the other administrators. And so when I get back, I'll restart our lives. So it is my pleasure to introduce our speaker today. So I'm super, super hyped. His name is Bryan Majors. He is an international speaker. He's a professional athlete, and he considers himself a hope dealer. Through transformational motivational speaking, he shares downfalls in life and his rise to success. According to Mr. Majors, this transparency and authenticity serves as proof to leaders, adults, and young emerging scholars and entrepreneurs that nothing is impossible if you are prepared. He has an uncanny way of connecting with his audience in a real and relevant way. And as a leadership development specialist, he believes that his primary goal is to help others recognize the power of preparation and focus so that they can experience a purpose-driven life. So our topic today is really about major prep, right? Major prep and prepping for those goals and setting those goals, and how can we support our bisons in that process, our bison in that process. So welcome, Mr. Majors. Thank you for giving us your time this evening.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Good evening, everyone who's able to be on this workshop interview tonight. It's going to be super powerful, and I'm looking forward to being able to chat with you all and answer some questions and really just be able to dive in about the power of preparation and focus in order to be able to live the life that you desire.
Absolutely. I'm super excited because I've been following Mr. Majors. I think your entire family is doing something crazy, amazing. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, wait a minute, that's not Bryan. It's your entire family is just, they're everywhere. So just type in Majors, y'all. You guys will find a family member of his doing something wonderful in the state of Pennsylvania, meeting needs and changing lives every
Yeah.
single day. But one of the things that struck me as really interesting is that you call yourself a hope dealer.
Yes.
So at first I was like, did he say dope dealer? I'm like, oh no, he said, oh, I like that. I like that tag. So my first question for you is, what does it mean to be a hope dealer, and what motivated you to start doing this kind of work in your community and across the country?
So it really stems from the foundation that my parents laid for my brothers and I. So this is really, really powerful because we're on a call or on a workshop tonight with adults, with parents
Mm-hmm.
of students, of youth, and it's so important of having a positive foundation and a strong, solid foundation, not only for your child, but as a parent, having a solid foundation for who you are, standing on some very, very high expectation, morals, values, and characteristics. So that's a part of the solid foundation. So that foundation, those high standard morals, values, and characteristics automatically rub off on your son or your daughter. So I grew up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I'm the youngest of 4 African American men. None of us ever been in any type of juvenile system, incarcerated as an adult, and we all have high school diplomas, master's degrees, high school diplomas, master's degrees, and I have a PhD in common sense. So I got that PhD in common sense from embracing the foundation that was instilled in my brothers and I from birth, from immediately. So as soon as we were birthed, we were set up on a solid routine that never wavered the rest of our lives. So that foundation allowed us to be able to really grow and evolve. And throughout my life, I was a high school star, student athlete, again, student athlete first. I graduated high school with a 3.8 GPA and was able to get an academic scholarship to a PWI, which is called a predominantly white institution. I came from a predominantly black institution where we had to overcome a lot of different stereotypes and adversities and odds. And I was able to stand tall and confident in the foundation that I was blessed with to be able to have my mother and father and my brothers, that I was able to carry that along to college, where again, I received an academic scholarship to a Division III university and play basketball and also further my education. And at that university, I continued to just become and grow into a really, really strong leader in regards to wanting to help people obtain their highest form of their own power, wealth, and excellence. But again, this all stems back to my parents doing that from day one, from the first time I ever laid eyes on them on my birthday. And I always saw them in nothing but power, wealth, and excellence type of focus. And that rubbed off on my brothers and I, where again, I was able to graduate this institution by being a 4 years, every single game starter on the basketball team, 3-year captain. I broke almost every record possible as a basketball player, as a point guard. And I was the first African-American male to graduate from the elementary education department at that university.
Wow.
And again, this all stems from the foundation. So to kind of push everything forward, I ended up graduating there with a 3.7 GPA, I believe it was, Dean's List 2 or 3 times, and got my master's from Penn State, Harrisburg. And from moving forward from there, it was just being able to really tap into my purpose, my passion, learn how to create a profit. But again, it all goes back to the foundation that my parents laid for me and my brothers. And to fast forward a few different stages and a few different years, I'm currently now former Harlem Globetrotter employee, where I played professional basketball all over the world, a best-selling author of a book called Transfer Triumph. That's 2,899 books away from selling 10,000 units. And I travel all over the world these days, just providing hope. And I was doing it my whole life already. And then it just became to a point that during COVID, a parent said, "Bryan, you give me and my family so much hope." And it really struck with me because during COVID, it was a very trying time for so many people that I said, you know what? I'm the modern day hope dealer.
Yeah.
And then I said it, it got chills in my heart. I got chills in my body. And the last about 2 years, it was, I'm Bryan Majors, the Monday Hope Dealer. And now people really consider me, and I'll be different places. What's up, Hope Dealer? What's up, Hope Dealer? And I stuck with it, and I take real great pride in it.
I love that. I love that. I love the story, and I love the, um, just the whole trajectory. I am a Penn State alum and went to the same campus
Yeah.
in central Pennsylvania, and really experienced a lot. I mean, there's a huge difference between, going to a PWI, going to a HBCU, going to a a PBI in terms of public schools and K through 12, and all of the experiences and all of the things that you've learn about yourself, learn about those people that are around you. And one of the things that I was always challenged by when I went to a PWI, just having people that look like me around me to continue to deal that hope, continue to motivate me to do something different, to motivate me to take that next step. And, having that around young people early on really shapes the direction in their lives. And so you were saying how, from birth, your mother and your parents was like, this is what's going to happen. This is the energy that we're going to surround yourself around. And so when we're talking about planning, do you think that I know that they're embedding this idea of like, do right, do good, serve really, really early. But is it too early to start planning? When is it
I,
just too early for a young person to start planning?
I never believe it's never too early.
Hmm.
It's never too early to start planning. And it's
Hmm.
never too late to start planning either. I always tell people the earlier the better.
Right.
The earlier the better. The earlier you can get your son or daughter into a routine based on success, on
Hmm.
excellence, on power, wealth, and excellence, the better.
Hmm.
Because it's this thing we call life, this game we call life is a journey.
Hmm.
And the sooner you can hop in the game and really make powerful moves and lay a foundation and understand the power of preparation, that you're taking time to mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually prepare for your goals,
Hmm.
prepare on en route to on your journey, so that mentally you always understand that your mind is the most powerful thing we have, that we own, that we can fully control. So it's
Hmm.
important that we empower our mind, and we grow our mind each and every day, and we build our mental wealth. It's so much going on, and it's important that we build mental wealth. And that means, again, just applying knowledge to your mind, even if it's just a few things to your mind each and every day. So you're building your mental capacity on how to endure life's journey. So
Hmm.
then it goes to, that's mentally, where you're always attaining new information, always gaining new knowledge. And then this becomes a part of an emotional wealth, where
Hmm.
you're emotionally believing in yourself by all means necessary, no matter who believes in you or not. It's about speaking positive affirmations to yourself. It's about emotionally planning a routine for yourself so you can gain more confidence.
Hmm.
Then it
Hmm.
goes right to physically being able to physically endure life's journey again, because life is exactly that. It's a journey, it's a marathon, and there's so many distractions that are going to be on your path, on your journey, that the earlier we learn how to mentally, emotionally, physically identify distractions, so those distractions can't distract us. We learn how to overcome, which is everybody's common denominator, which is called adversity. We'll get back into that a little bit later.
Hmm.
And it's just so important to be able to start to plan on how to build upon those things. And then last but not least, spiritually, where you're preparing to continue to just indulge more and more into your faith, whatever your faith base is. And that's full circle. Everything else after that is elevation, is growth, where now at this point, we start your child off early, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, preparing them for their lifetime, for lifelong goals, or just a solid foundation. The rest of life becomes a little bit easier to be able to navigate through.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely believe that. And I know that, I used to do a lot of work with parents in the community prior to leaving Pennsylvania and going, moving to Texas and then ending up here in Wisconsin. And one of the programs that we ran had a parents involvement component. It was a requirement in order for their child to continue in the program. It was required that parents met quarterly, right? So we're like giving coaching and talking to parents about what we're doing in the program, how they can contribute, all of those things. But it was hard for a lot of parents because even though it was quarterly, it was really hard for them to show
Yeah.
up because they were just so overwhelmed with their lives, the days, some of them single parents, single dads, single mothers, single grandparents, grandparenting their children. And so I'm always wondering what creative ways or what thoughts do you have for parents that can motivate them to supporting their young people setting goals? How could they get involved, especially these parents? We got some amazing parents here, right? They're investing thousands and
Yeah.
thousands of dollars into this institution, and their kids are in this semi-independent, living experience, but they still want to be close enough to help guide them. So
Yeah.
what advice can you give these parents who's busy everyday life but really want to support their bison with making and setting goals and actually achieving them?
I first want to commend all the parents who are making that investment in their child. Making an investment in your child, it's so important. Is
Mhm.
that if no child ever asked to come into this world, like there's no way. So
Right.
for a parent to be able to dedicate their life and make the sacrifices and put the extra effort in to be able to make sure that their child is able to develop and have certain experiences to help them evolve is very, very important. That
Mhm.
investment is so major, all pun intended as well. It's so
Mhm.
major that it happens again because again, a parent is who a child looks up to.
Mhm.
So when they understand that their parent is investing in them,
Right.
that's becomes the that becomes a motivational aspect to have that ROI.
Mhm.
So one of my motivations is be able to have an ROI for my mom and my father and people who believe in me, most importantly, my mother and my father who invested so much. So each and every day I wake up, I got a return on investment to my mom and I got to double up. I got to double down on my mom and dad because they invested in me and my family so long. That's all I know. So they
Mhm.
helped really instill that confidence and that structure, which allowed me and others to be able to grow. But for parents during this time, I think most importantly is it's about having the conversations.
Mhm.
It's so important to have conversations, not just when your child is in trouble. I mean, it's perfectly fine to sit down at that dinner table or sit down at a park or and just talk about life in general. Talk about some things that goals and plans that you may have had, or goals and plans you're currently working on, and the things that you're doing to accomplish those goals. And then
Mhm.
have conversations with your son and your daughter about their morning routine or their 3, 6, 9, 12 month goals, and then their 5, 10, 15, 20 year goals plan and success blueprint. And some of them might not even have a blueprint or have a thought about it. And
Mhm.
that's perfectly fine. But it's important that conversations like that happen because it becomes an experience.
Mhm.
And one of the things that I was able to do is create a leadership and character development course for students to take, for parents and families to take together. Is now parents can sit down and take a course that I created on family, faith, finances, and freedom, and how we're having conversations that may have never been had in the household. Now
Mhm.
let's talk about faith. But what do we believe in and why? Because
Right.
that's a conversation that some families never really ever have. It's God, 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 God,
Mhm.
Christianity, whatever it is. But it's like, why?
Right.
And then if there's no clear understanding, the conversation happens, and that builds a relationship. If it becomes to finances, it's mom or dad. How do I build my credit? Mom
Mhm.
and dad might not even know. They may know, but it's a conversation that has to be had so that it can become a clear understanding. With freedom, it's what is freedom? How do we obtain financial freedom? How do
Mhm.
we grow together? How do we create goals?
Right. Right.
Why is the routine important?
Right.
Why is it that we should focus on longevity versus instant gratification? Why?
Right.
So sometimes the conversations just never happen, and not
Mm-hmm.
purposely, but it just sometimes never happen. It's always so important that the experience conversations happen in regards to preparing for goals and in regards to overcoming adversity, because this world is going to come so fast at our students at this generation that if they're never been experiences that they can revert back to with their parent,
Mm-hmm.
like this world is going to grasp them up so fast and pull them this way and pull them this way, but there's no experience that helps them remember. Oh man, me and my mom or me and my dad didn't talk about that. Me and Granny didn't talk about that. So let's not do that. Let's stay focused on this course, on this path. And I think just the power of experiences in regards to goal setting and overcoming adversity and a conversation happening is a huge, huge step.
Mm-hmm. And I think, I mean, that's so key because I know that often when we're talking to kids about setting goals, right, they don't even understand what makes up a goal.
Yeah,
Like, what does that look like? What's realistic? What's not realistic? I have a goal that, I want to be a millionaire next year, right? And so, like, that's cute, but let's talk about how we're going to get there, right? So having like general conversations or just open conversations early on will expose, I think, and because I'm not the expert, you are, so I'm gonna pose this as a question. um would expose young people to like the real world implications, like what's going out there in the world, like what are some challenges that I as a parent have faced. I wish I would have done this
yeah,
differently, and this could have happened for me had I done this differently. I wish I would have paid attention to this more. And I think more of those real open raw conversations with our children helps them as they're advancing to set real
yeah,
goals with action plans because they've heard these conversations. But I think generally our parents and parents that's kind of in the chat right now, you guys can comment if you choose to, tend to shelter the kids around away from those real life conversations, right? It's very like very surface. It's
it's
like we're gonna
surface.
right,
It's so surface
right,
that it's it has to be something that really gets dug deep into, though, because if all else fails, you want your child to be learning critical life aspects from you as an adult, as the parent who has their best interest
right,
versus the world,
right.
versus anybody else, versus an outside person who ultimately may not have your child's best interest. So it's important that that conversation start to leave the surface level and
Mm-hmm,
really get dug deep into. And the uncomfortable part about it is sometimes parents don't always know how to,
mm-hmm,
because
right,
some of those conversations will never happen with them. So it's
mm-hmm,
a generational thing at times, but that's one of the reasons why I created the course I have. And I'm a adjunct college professor at Susquehanna University, where I went to college at. And the way the students in my class who even went through the course, like it's freaking amazing how seniors in college have never had some conversations with adults, with their coaches, with their parents that we had from this course.
mm, wow,
And I created a course with that intent to be able to just really dive deep into a child's mind and thoughts and conversations. And some of these, I mean, probably it was about 14 students on this, and about 12, 13 of them never had some of these conversations with a parent, teacher, coach ever in life.
wow, wow, wow.
And it's
And
important that I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I was saying, and that curriculum helped them
Yes.
start the conversation, like having. So does the curriculum outline like conversation starters? Like
Yes.
here's some things
Yes.
to kickstart. Okay,
So
that.
so the course I created, and the course I created for this particular thing, it does exactly that. And it comes with worksheets where parents can do the worksheets together with their child. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not only as a parent, I'm only talking at you about your goals. It's no, here's my goals too, Johnny, Jasmine. This is what we got to work towards together. Like we're in
Right,
this together, right? So
absolutely.
it's important that by the time Jackie or Jasmine, whoever Johnny is, old enough to understand some conversations that, man, my mom working towards goals too. My dad working, my grandma, they got goals too. Man,
Right.
you know what? I got to work. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to see my mom or dad struggle for whatever case. If they're accomplishing goals, I want to accomplish goals too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And those
Now,
conversations just never happen.
in your curriculum, does it talk about things that one of the things that I noticed pretty popular, at least with my daughter's generation, because I never even seen anything like this when I was younger, but the vision boards, right? That's been like this. I've seen it trending a lot. People doing these, really amazing vision boards. Keep it in front of you so you can see those goals every single day, and it'll help you accomplish those goals. Do you find that that's something that the young people that you're talking to, something that they're interested in? Do your curriculum talk about that, or is there something that your curriculum talk about that's similar to doing a vision board and just as impactful?
So it's we talk about the power of manifestation
Hmm.
pretty
Hmm.
often. That's a manifestation technique and strategy. Or you put something on the board, you see it often, you see it daily, but that's the experience piece.
Okay.
That's the experience that son or daughter can have and be able to understand. Like, I took time to do this,
Right.
but the again, that's so surface that division like vision board, it's been happening for umpteen years.
Right.
But again, that's a surface level manifestation.
Hmm.
So, okay, this is your vision. Now, what's your daily routine?
Right.
Now, what's your weekly goals? Now,
Hmm.
what's your monthly goals? Now, what should your life look like in 3 months, in 6 months, in 9 months, in 12 months? What are some things that you're going to look out for in regards to trying to accomplish these goals?
Right.
How are ways you're going to overcome adversity in pursuit of these goals? How are you going to deal with the loss of a family member? How are you going to deal with failing a course in pursuit? How are you going to deal with bouncing back? How are you going to? It's so much deeper than just having a vision. Again, that's surface level though. But I
Right.
love it because it is an experience. But it's also not an experience. You got to dig deep down
Mhm.
into that soul, into that heart, into that mind to really be able to bring the best out of that son, daughter, child, whoever the case may be. And
Mhm.
it's just so much about digging
Right.
deep into who you are. And I think the deeper the parent digs into themselves and exposes themselves to their son or their daughter, the more vulnerable they can be with the son or their daughter, the more vulnerable the son or daughter will be with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it
I
goes hand in hand.
I definitely agree with that. I think that the moment that I became a little more transparent with my kids, I wasn't going to the grocery store and hiding the receipt. That ain't your business. And get out. Don't give that my kid my receipt. Like, I'm
Mhm.
sticking it up. The moment that I start saying, no, give him the receipt so he can see how much I spent on his
Yeah, yeah.
groceries. Talk about finances. Let's talk about the difference between depositing and withdrawing, like things like that, and more transparent and just having those conversations. They were more conscious about what was going on in my life, and then prepping, because I always want them to do better, right? Everybody wants their kid to do better than they have. And growing up, I thought my mom was rich. I didn't know we was poor. I thought she
Yeah.
was rich. I was like, we good, right? And so I didn't know all of the struggles until we got older and she started sharing some of those things. So there's some power, I think, to being very transparent and authentic with our young
100%.
people, even at a very young age. I see a comment coming through our thing. Um, oh, someone was saying that we do. Oh, Sherry says she does vision boards 1 or 2 times a year.
Yeah.
She's very open in her household. Her
Love,
kids are allowed to express themselves, and we are extremely honest with life, finances, and life experiences.
love
That's
that.
Thank you for sharing that.
I
Yeah,
love that.
and that's important. Like, you really want to build those relationships, and I'm really really close with my kids. When you logged in, I was still on the phone with my son, like trying to get him up, and he was annoyed by that, like, what are you doing? But we're really close and we're always talking. I'm always trying to be as transparent as I can, and I think it really strengthened our relationship. And now he's an adult, kind of going through some of the challenges that I went through, and he'll remember some of those
Yeah.
things and apply some of the strategies that I put in place to get over some of those obstacles. What
I
do you
think it's
think?
really, really powerful when it's not wanting your son or daughter to have what you didn't, but to know what you didn't.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
'Cause we
it's
all know something that the other person don't know. You know,
yeah.
like every person that you ever meet. My mom used to say this all the time. Like, stop thinking you know it all, because I was the know it all. She's like, stop thinking you know it all. You know, and she would say every person you're ever going to meet in your entire life is going to know at least one thing you don't know.
Yeah.
So, stop thinking that you know, and share that information, because it's only information if it stays information, but just sitting in your brain,
Yeah.
but it doesn't transition into knowledge until you share it with someone. And so I'm
Exactly.
always trying to impart that information that's sitting in my head into knowledge with other people. What do you think are some of the biggest, the number one obstacle that prevents? So we talked about communicating early. We talk about being authentic and real with our young people. And that it's never, too late to start setting those goals. But what do you think are one of the other biggest obstacles that causes our young people not to be able to achieve their goals?
I think it's instant gratification versus long-term success.
Mm-hmm.
Long-term success. And that's why I believe it's so important that we have these goals in mind. Like, not just like goals that can be accomplished with no problem in 2 weeks, but I mean some really, really massive goals that has to make sure that your mind is locked in for years as an ultimate goal. Like, I think ultimate goals are so important to have because it's always a motivational piece. It's always like a bigger thought process. It's always a bigger thought action or choices process that you act upon when there's an ultimate goal in mind. Like
Mm-hmm.
ultimate, like massive. So take Nike for instance. Nike's worth $37 billion at this point, and they started in 1964. So that
Mm-hmm.
was a person who just had an ultimate goal in mind. They
Right,
want to provide the world and athletics with the best athletics apparel in the world.
right, right,
So when you have that goal in mind, that's that vision, and now
right,
you can see 30 X amount of years later, $37 billion.
right.
So and I say that to say it was a daily routine, it was a day routine, week, month, quarterly, yearly, 3, 5, 20, 50 years
And
of
failures, and failures.
ups and downs,
Right.
messed up orders, messed up apparel. It was just a process they had to grow through
Mhm.
in order to get where they are today. And they're still evolving each and every day. So that's what I was saying earlier. Life's an ongoing journey. It never ends. It never ends. So having an ultimate goal in mind is so, so key because we're having a fun in this game called life, and we got to make the best out of it. But along the way, you want to really be able to obtain a high level of power and excellence and create generational wealth where 20 years from now, at least something can be passed off about your legacy, about who you are, and
Right.
something can continue to be shared on and on and on and over and over and over for years to come.
Right.
So
So I have another question. So, when I'm thinking about goals, right? I'm always thinking about the SMART goals, right? The measurable, achievable, all of that stuff, right? So when you're thinking about goals, the work that you're doing, what do you think are those components? Do you use the SMART goal method to help young people understand how to structure their goals? Or is there a different method that you share that helps them to structure their goals?
I use the SMART system
Right.
to help just structure, and it's so familiar already. But my thing is, we're going to the furthest and highest extent. So reasonable, I don't want to be reasonable. I don't. I got if you think it's super achievable, it's not big enough yet. So
Mm-hmm.
achievable, but understand measure even so smart words, and I break it down where it's smart, measurable, achievable, reachable, and techniques.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right, smart, of course, is going to create success though. So what is going to create a level of high success for the S for you? And like go to the furthest extent. The
Mm-hmm.
highest and furthest extent. Next is measurable. Go to the highest and furthest extent you can possibly think of. And whatever I tell them, whatever they can think of, it's still not high enough. So go higher. Think bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Dig deeper into your thought. Go higher. I
Right.
always tell them about 2 or 3 times. Go higher. Dig deeper. It's more that can be obtained. Obtainable, achievable is anything's achievable.
Mm-hmm.
So go to the furthest extent. Again, people, some of my students will write down 2 or 3 things. I'll say, nah, bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Go bigger. Reachable. Don't even worry if go bigger.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, what are some techniques? That's again surface level. Smart layout is surface.
Mm-hmm.
It's a platform which doesn't have to be recreated. Almost every student can probably understand what smart means.
Mm-hmm.
But when now you can give them different keywords that relate to smart, they already have a foundation of what the smart goals list is. But now again, you take it to another level. You go to the highest extent and you really challenge your mind and challenge your structure. And then the last part about it is, okay, these are these goals you have. This is the layout. Now let's sign a contract.
Right. Right. A contract with yourself.
Let's sign this contract
Right.
with yourself that it'll say, whoever their name is, these are my smart goals. This is what I promised myself I'm going to obtain.
Mm-hmm.
Sign, date, frame it.
So what do you say about those? Because I like that. I mean, I like thinking higher, thinking deeper, thinking broader. Like keep pushing it to those young people who it's so big that they don't see. They get discouraged because it's like, oh yeah, I said I wanted to be the president of the United States. I don't know, or I said that I was going to, run this institution, and I just feel like I don't know what milestones to put in place so that I at least can reward myself along the way, so I won't feel like I'm failing. What would be some suggestions for them so that they won't feel like that they're failing, that they're actually progressing?
And that goes right back into helping them, again, dig deeper than the surface.
Mm-hmm.
Understand it. Anything you want to accomplish has already been accomplished.
Right.
Anything, no matter what it is,
Mm-hmm.
it's already been accomplished. So now instead of looking at the accomplishment, let's again dig deeper. Let's focus on the process that LeBron James took. What was the process Oprah Winfrey took? What was the process that whoever took, whoever the case may, Mark Zuckerberg? What's the process?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we have goals now. Now, what's the process? What's the systems? What's the techniques? What's the strategies? Even
Right.
small, even as simple as every parent on here may own a home, live in an apartment, wherever. What's the process you took in order to provide a house or a home over your family's head?
Mm-hmm.
So the process and the system is no different than obtaining a really, really massive goal. It's a process, it's a technique, it's a system. You execute and you keep going. And if you might try to close in one house, and somebody might sell to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's next? You go to the next house, or you go to the next apartment, or whatever the case may be. But it's about, okay, here's the surface level. Let's dig deeper to the root, to the foundation. And now let's pull from that where these are high goals. Now, again, that's the structure, the process, the foundation, the strategies. That's how success happens, by having those in place.
Right.
My thing to answer that question is to focus on the process, the strategies, and the techniques on how to obtain these goals versus, oh my goodness, this goal is so big. How do I do it? It's already been done.
Right.
Now let's focus on the process, the techniques, and the strategies of how we can accomplish it ourselves.
So celebrating the process is the way, you challenge yourself to eventually get to those big
Yeah.
goals, and prevent yourself from being discouraged, because the process is the next step.
Yeah.
You right, and so you're rewarding yourself with accomplishing those pieces, and that could prevent, our young people from saying, I don't even know. It's like college. I mean, our young people are in school. Last year, oh my goodness, when we had, HU 25 come in last year, 20, I think it was 2020, fall 2020.
Yeah.
Some of those young people was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And but there's a method to the madness, right? So this big thing right here is the madness, but there's a method. So let's get through the process.
Yeah.
And celebrate the process. And I think that would be a great message for the parents. I want to look and see, make sure I'm not missing any questions. The accountability. Okay, so we have some
Yeah.
parent that says the accountability factor. They love that. And
Yeah.
then commitments. Susanna was talking about commitment. So yes, absolutely. Thank you for the comments. Does anyone? We're going to pause for a second just in case people want to ask questions. I don't want to, jump over to the rest of the conversation before we capture questions. You guys are good? All right. All right. They're just enjoying the ride.
I
All
love
right.
it. I love it. I love it.
They're like, this is good, right? So I know that we're, getting closer to our time. So I want to, just let you kind of take the floor. I know you have a book out, guys, listen, Mr. Majors got a website. He's doing fitness. He did some fitness for us.
Oh yeah.
Listen, I didn't even pick up a weight. It wasn't high impact. And after 35 minutes, I was done. And my body hurt me for at least 3 days. So if you're looking for your body to be changed and your mind to be changed, you need to go to his website and connect with Mr. Majors. And he has an amazing book, curriculum that's out. So I'm going to give him the floor just to kind of give some last minute thoughts around helping our young people achieve their goals. And then, please show your book to the family so that they can see what you've been writing, and I shout out your website as well.
All right, perfect. So for the parents everybody who's still currently on, let's do this. If you have your phone in front of you, a piece of paper in front of you, like either one works. Or if you don't, just understand the process here. We're gonna take about 2 minutes and then do it once we're done with the rest of the call. So let's do this. So if you have something to write down with, write down for yourself. Because again, I feel as though that the foundation is so important that even as adults, as long as we are continuing to better our own selves, that energy, that aura, that vibration is going to be rubbed off to our youth. 100%. If we have a consistent foundation of and positivity and phenomenal vibes, energy that we're pouring into this world, it's going to pour off right into right on to your own offspring. Because there are people who are connected to you so close. So as you continue to grow as an adult, understand that it's going to rub off. I promise you, your own consistency, your own sacrifice, your determination is going to rub off. So here we go. So I want you to write down I in your name. Again, if you don't have a piece of paper or anything right now, it's okay, perfectly fine, but just do it afterwards. Again, so say I, your name. Next, I want you to write down I am strong. Underneath, I want you to write down I am strong. Under that, I want you to write I am powerful. Under that, I want you to write down I am worthy. So it should read, I, Bryan Majors, I am strong, I am powerful, I am worthy. This next part is I want you to write down 3 people's names, maybe a husband, a niece, daughter, whoever the case may be, but 3 people who you won't let down. I mean, I know we all probably have way more than 3, but it's the 3 people in mind instantly in regards to not wanting to let them down in regards to the way you're going to live your life and your legacy impact. You can just write their names down. So now it should read again, I, Bryan Majors, I am strong, I am powerful, I am worthy. Mom, brothers, nieces, and nephews, that's my 3. Under that, write down, I promise not to let you down. So as you finish this part here, just read that to yourself. Take 20 seconds, read out loud to yourself what you just wrote. Once or twice. Read it to yourself out loud, whatever case may be, but read it twice to yourself right now. You probably start to get chills in your body. You probably start to get your heart beating a little bit. And somebody already mentioned accountability, right? So next, screenshot it, take a picture of it, and send it to those 3 people. Screenshot it, take a picture of it, send it to those 3 people right now with no explanation. They're going to reply back to you, Mom, Dad, what are you talking about? The only reply is, hold me accountable. That's it. Nothing else needs to be explained. I promise you're gonna say, what is Mom talking about? And all the only reply has to be is, just hold me accountable.
Mm-hmm. That's funny.
That's
I know.
it.
As soon as my kids get it, they're gonna go, "Oh, here she goes."
Here she goes. And again, what's gonna happen was, and again, is when your own children who are already at the college level, was they continue to, this is another experience.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have this message from Mom, Dad, whoever. What are they talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Hold me accountable. Again, years later, it might not click instantly. It might be years later when they have their wife, their kids.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to figure out life. They're trying to navigate through life. And this same experience is going to rub off on their life.
Absolutely.
So this is called a generational blessing experience,
Yes.
not generational curse. I'm very, very big on generational blessings versus generational curses.
Yeah.
This is one of those generational blessing experiences that, again, it's not happening.
Right.
What parent is saying, hold me accountable to make you proud? Hold me accountable. Now the son or the daughter feels, again, more open and vulnerable. My mom said, hold her accountable.
Right.
I'm her son. Hold me accountable. I can't let you down.
Right.
And then it becomes, well, Mom, you know what? I ain't gonna let you down either. Hold me accountable too, Mom. I love you. Dad, I love you. I know you work a lot. I know you. Now I understand why you work so much. I understand why you're trying to sacrifice so much for me. I get it now, Mom. I get it now, Dad, Grandma, I get it. You know what? Hold me accountable too.
Absolutely.
I'm getting chills right now, so I don't know if anybody else is getting chills. But it becomes a generational blessing experience.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I get it. The educational piece about life is very key. But that emotional piece, the vulnerability piece, the communicational piece, the life skills, the morals and values that are rubbed off from a parent, from a guardian, from the person who shows the most love to that son or that daughter or that child, that's where transformation happens.
Absolutely.
That's where real change happens. It's not about the X's and O's and how much you can add or subtract or divide. That's not what it is. It's who are you going to make proud of you? Who is your motivation? What's your reason for being the best you? What energy, what legacy are you living and going to leave once this world is done with you? Because we all on borrowed time. We all are living on borrowed time. So, but what's your legacy going to be? What's your impact going to be? What is somebody going to think about as soon as it's time to go? What's the first thing somebody's going to think about when they talk about you? What's the first thing that's going to come to mind? For me, it's going to be stay focused, remain humble, and keep working. Bryan Majors always talked about stay focused, remain humble, and keep working. So if anybody doesn't take anything from the night, take away this. Stay focused, remain humble, and keep working. Stay focused, remain humble, and keep working. By the time my time is up on this borrowed time that I'm living on, that's what people are going to be able to think about my life, my journey, my brand forever. So now my family got to hold me accountable. My nieces, my nephews, my godkids got to hold me accountable. I send my nieces and nephews who are not even a year old emails all the time. So that 20 years later, I'm talking to them about what I manifest and it's going to be real life happening. I'm about to go off. So I'm sorry, you guys. I'm so emotional about this. Because we all even started about my adversity. And I'll finish up with this message and I'll show you guys the access to the book. But I have to make sure you guys understand this, is that everybody's on here, common denominator. Everybody in this world, common denominator is called adversity. Mm-hmm. Everybody on here had to go through something and grew through something. No matter what it is, whatever adversity it may be, for you, you had to go through something and you grew through something because you're still here today. Mm-hmm. And mine was May 9, 2008, the worst and best day of my life. The worst day because I lost my father. but the best day because it made me a man. I had to go through that adversity to become who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
And I can go on and on about that, but understand your adversity is so powerful because, again, we're all on this workshop here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important that we continue to go through, to grow through everything we go through. It's important that we are being the best adults we possibly can because our youth are looking towards us to be examples of what they should be. And we got to continue to really share and post and talk about generational blessing versus generational curses and polluting this world versus empowering this world with every text message, post, like, the whole nine. It's important that we continue to lead the way all the way to the end. So I will share my book. I do have a Train for Time book. It's called Train for Time. I mean, this book is powerful.
I got it. I got my copies.
I'm not even going to boast about it. I hope you guys reap the energy that we were just able to share in this time we had this evening. And you can order this book at BryanMajors.com, BRYAN Majors.com, and it'll come right up. And I love when people order from there because I get to personally sign every single book, every single one. And I mean, this book is a guarantee you're going to love it.
Yes. Yeah, my staff was so surprised to get their book in the mail with your signature, and they were like, "What?" You know, I was like, "Yeah, I know people."
Yeah.
So
Very,
yeah,
very powerful.
wonderful. Well, you know, guys, if you have questions, this is your opportunity to populate some questions in the chat. I see people are commenting on the motto that Sherry shared. She says that, you know, her motto is I am beautiful, I'm worthy, and I'm capable. It seems like Susanna has the same motto. They're going to continue to plant the seeds. This
Let's
is great.
go.
This is great. Oh, someone said that they are getting on the major train.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Ready.
Let's
So,
go.
so this is great. I'm glad that you had an opportunity to meet Mr. Majors and listen. He is internationally recognized. It's not easy. To secure him and that he was willing to come and volunteer his time with us today is a blessing to all of us, blessing to me. I really appreciate, you know, his time. Please go into his website. There is lots of resources and information, programs for your young people, programs for your college level students, programs for you. Get your body right, your mind right, everything right. And I think you will be blessed for it. And just like Mr. Major has said, stay focused, remain humble, and keep working. Like that's really, really important. And I'm so glad you guys joined us this evening. Again, if there are other topics that you would like us to bring before you, please let me know. And I will be happy to find, you know, amazing people like Mr. Majors to come through. Again, Mr. Majors, you got any last minute?
Yes, I do want to wrap up with, again, it's BryanMajors.com, BRYAN Majors, MAJORS.com. You can go on and purchase a book, a course for you or you and your family, or even your child as well. It's powerful. I mean, 100% powerful. I guess life changing. And then the great part about it is, even if you purchase it for your child, once they complete it, now you can sit down with them and talk to them about what they just completed. So now I guarantee you're going to dig deeper with that child and learn stuff that you probably never even thought about that child yet. Secondly, I have a apparel clothing line called Major Prep Apparel. So if you go to majorprepapparel.com, don't tell anybody this promo code. This is a special promo code. Don't tell anybody. It's MPVIP. It's 30% off whatever order you want, like countless forever. It's for you guys. Anybody who ever views this, they can use promo code MPVIP. I don't care if this is 20 years from now, this code is still going to be active and valid, but this is for everybody on here. So let's continue to grow. If anybody has social media, I'm on Bryan Majors on Facebook and on Instagram. Everything else, it's Major Prep Lifestyle. Once you type in Major Prep, everything will come up as well on Instagram. I have 3 different accounts, but everything will come up on. And I would love to just learn who you all are. I promise I'm a positive resource. I'm all over the world. I love knowing and watch other people evolve in their journeys and just being a resource. So if you have social media, be sure to follow me. I'll be able to follow you back and continue to watch other grow and evolve.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Please, thank you guys. Thank thumbs up, for, and I know it's hard to kind of interact when we're on the social media platform, but we want to thank you. I want to thank you on behalf of Howard Parent Connect for coming through. For me, a second time, for them, the first time, engaging them in this meaningful dialogue. Hopefully you'll be able to join us again sometime in the future, and bring this energy back. I hope you have an amazing rest of your evening. And I look forward to your inbox being flooded with requests from this group. So thank you guys again. And thanks to Mr. Majors, and have a good night.
Thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate it.
Awesome.